Hey guys, how's it going? Philip with Trade Genius. Project I wanted to talk about in this video is called Bitshares. So I wanted to go over basically what it is in a nutshell, and then I think it has a pretty good technical price action that I think you guys will find favorable in the current market. But anyway, to kind of explain Bitshares, it's been around a while. If you've been in the crypto space, then you've probably heard of it, and basically it's kind of an interesting project. You might even be a little bit ahead of its time, but I'll try to just simply kind of break down the different parts of it, and then we'll get into the chart. I think at its core, it's probably best defined as software. And so basically you have the Bitshares as a network. So you've got all these nodes that are, handling the ledger and, similar to like a Bitcoin type blockchain. They are using graphene, which supports really fast transactions. So you're talking about on the level of Visa type volume, credit card type volume. So that's the plan. Now, of course, in theory, that's great. In reality, we have to see how that builds out on the network, but the capability is there. So, you have a ledger, open ledger. There's a company component to Bitshares. In the case of Bitshares, basically what it is there's a database that tracks the ownership of the shares known as BTS. So that's the actual currency, BTS. Each share can vote for 110 delegates. The top 101 delegates by vote become responsible for maintaining the network and running the software and performing other tasks that they get paid by from the shareholders. So it's basically in the business of processing transactions for a fee, and then the profits from the business are shared with the shareholders via the share buybacks, essentially. So, but it's like a democratic type of organization in that regard. They also have a decentralized exchange component, so Bitshares is an exchange. And it's also aiming to be a bank through what's known as bit assets. So they would basically use a thing called market pegged assets, so or things like bit assets. So you'd have like bit USD, a bit won, bit gold, bit silver, bit oil, and I won't get into how that all works, but you can look it up. But basically, they peg these assets, but they do it very differently than a bank would, where a bank has what they call fractional reserve. So they only have to have a certain amount of actual reserve assets to loan out more. So they can loan out more money than they actually have in reserve. So, but they do the opposite. You've got to have actually more, like double or triple the collateral amount to loan out something or to back an asset. So very interesting concept there. And then you have Bitshares, the currency, which is BTS. Again, the blockchain transactional times are very fast and are designed to do a lot of volume. But again, I think things have to mature, so you really don't know how well those things are going to rock and roll, like on a Visa scale, until the network is up and running and actually doing quite a bit of volume. So a lot of these things are young yet, but interesting potential nonetheless. So that's a little bit kind of about Bitshares. Again, it's an interesting concept, interesting project, different components to it. So if any parts of that takes off or gets exposure to, say, a larger country like China, you could see a massive growth potential in this. So that being said, let's take a look at Bitshares. We'll take a look at the chart, and I think a lot of the what we've seen, this is the daily chart, right? So we've seen this a lot. You have major spike up in the from the basically the April, May, June run up, big spikes, blow off tops, and then a lot of this basically bear market, which was admittedly exasperated by all of the Bitcoin forking stuff that was going on. Then we bottom out, and then we're building back up. And I think 2018, you're going to see a lot of volume come into the alt space. But it's nice because a lot of altcoins right now are up here in this regard, and you really don't want to be chasing them. So this has got a nice healthy pullback, and this is coming into a FUD buy zone. And we also got this area of support now You can see where price was hitting its head on that and then failed, and now we've poked back above that, and real nice healthy pullback. So might be a good trade idea to think about getting long here. The target would be up in this 8,000 Satoshi area. So I think ultimately a lot of these do end up retracing back into their larger fib zone. So in this case, we'd be looking at somewhere between 9,000 to 11,000 area. But once you break through this area here with this volume, volume gets a little light, so sometimes prices can boogie up. So I thought I'd point that out to you guys. Nice little pullback, nice spot, interesting project, probably has some legs to move higher. So that was Bitshares. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. Now we had a little bit of little FUD about Korea. Turns out that the news that came out was Korea was banning crypto exchanges, and what since has come out is that Korea is not banning crypto exchanges. They're going to clamp down on those that aren't complying, but they fully plan to regulate the exchanges. So there's nothing really new there. I think the news that was broke by a few of the outlets just had that one completely wrong. So we did have a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. If we look at the Bitcoin chart, the 4-hour chart definitely shows it. You've got a big move down on that news. This is nearly a $2,000 move right here, just in that one bar. So I think, and you kind of saw it across the board, but things are bouncing back up now. I think once people wake up to the fact that that news, it's very early in the morning, a little after 4 a.m. on Eastern time. So once people in the United States start waking up to that news, I think you're going to see price rebound some. So we'll see. But I being that clarification's out, I don't know that we're going to see any more downside other than this big move down here. So so I think that's the extent of that based on what I'm seeing so far and based on the clarification of that. All right, so that's pretty much it on this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will come out with a couple more over the weekend, talk about more crypto. Appreciate you guys watching. We do have some wintertime specials. Links are below, and if you like what we're doing, please hit the subscribe button. If you already have hit the subscribe button, thank you so much. It really helps us with getting these videos out for you guys every day. All right, guys, until the next video, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.